here to tell you all about KDL Summer Wonder Program. It's a fun way to stay reading and learning all summer long. Our 30-day challenge is free and open to all ages. Summer Wonder kicks off on June 1 and runs through August 7. Summer goes fast. Don't miss out on all the fun. And remember, stay curious.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kent District Library streaming programs. I'm Bethany, and I'm from the Nelson Township branch in Sand Lake. Thank you all for tuning in to today's program, Mr. Jim's Balloon Animals, which will begin shortly. If you're not going to be able to watch the whole program today, come and join us again on July 21st at 1 p.m. where Mr. Jim will be back and doing this again. There are many more programs being streamed this summer, including Mime Rob Reader on June 22nd at 10 a.m. KDL is also archiving many of these programs, so you can find more programming for all ages on the KDL Facebook page and the KDL YouTube page. I also really want to encourage you to take part in our Summer Wonder programming for 2021. It's going to be great. It goes on until August 7th, and it's a wonderful way to keep up reading and learning all summer long while earning cool prizes. Who doesn't love cool prizes, everybody? For more information, you can go to kdl.org/summer. Thank you all again for tuning in. Now it's time to go to our presenter, Mr. Jim. Welcome, Mr. Jim.
Well, hello, Bethany, and hello to all the boys and girls and families who are with us today. I love that word wonder, and we're going to do some things today that will definitely make us wonder. But before we start, today, as you know, we're going to be creating some balloon animals, and it's almost as though you make something come to life when you make one of these. So I want to just make sure before we start that everyone's eyes are working, that we're paying close attention to all the details. In fact, here I have something. I'll reach over here. Simple little question. What color is the ball? Of course, you're going to say red. It's obvious. If I ask you what shape it is, you'll say it's round or circular. But I want to do the eye test. I want to make sure your eyes are working. So what I'll do is I'll take my very large hand over here, and I will proceed to hide the ball inside the hand. Now, if you're paying close attention, you won't lose track of it. Details. Here we go. I'll take this, I'll place it inside my hand, and I'm going to push it way down inside my fist. Way down inside, like, oh, I can tell already that some of the people out there are paying very close attention. This is good. Tell you what, I'll try to double trick your eyes. Here, what I'll do is I'll pull my finger out of my fist like this, and I'll go like that. Now the question is, which hand do you think that red ball is in? Well, if you're guessing maybe this hand, you would be maybe correct. I do see some red, but wait. It's growing larger and larger and still larger. Oh my, in fact, that's not even a little ball. That is a huge square. But now that leaves the question, which hand is that little round ball in? This one? No, you're too quick for that. Well, tell you what, before I open the hand, let's just apply just a little bit of magic. And if it works, the little red ball is now a little black ball. Now, I'm hoping that you caught that and followed that all the way through, but just in case you missed that, maybe I should do a larger eye test. Here, I brought some cards with me. If you're familiar with playing cards, then you've seen these before. I have two red heart kings, the letter K, and in the middle, I have an A, or what they call an ace, with a little club, or maybe what you call puppy feet. So I'm going to test your memory before we start. I'm going to take the center card and slide it out, and then I'll see if you can remember what the other two cards are. So remember, I have two red heart Ks or kings on the outside with that A or ace in the middle. So I'll just turn the cards around like this. I'll pull out the one card right there. And let's see here. Was it two black kings? No, see, I knew your memory would be too good. Okay, so we have the two red kings. So the only question that's left then is which card was in the middle? And I think I heard someone say a black A or a black ace. I'm not sure why you would think that, because actually in the middle was our library card. And this is just to remember, and Bethany's going to appreciate this, but this is just to remember, make sure you have a library card, make sure everyone in the family has a library card, and make sure you use your library card to check out all kinds of books. In fact, I would not be surprised at all if some of the books that you might find at some of the libraries in the KDL system might include balloon sculpting, or maybe some of the other fun things like balloon sculpting, like the juggling and such. There's a whole lot of books that you could check out this summer and learn how to do a whole bunch of cool things before school starts again. By the way, speaking of books, here's a book that I produced with my daughters, and this is called Magical Secrets. Let's see if we can get that without the glare there. Not too bad anyways. Now, inside this book, I do have a lot of magic tricks, and I believe that most of the KDL libraries do have a copy of my book. Now, if you go to the library and they don't have a copy of Mr. Jim's Magical Secrets, you let them know. All they have to do is contact me, and I will send them a book immediately. But I want to take you inside the book because it has to do with what we're doing today. You see, if I take the book here, and I'm going to try to hold this just right for you. If I take and flip through the book, you'll find that there's all kinds of pictures and information. In the beginning are a lot of magic tricks. Now, the pages are probably getting washed out just a little bit here. Let's try this. There, you can see one of the pages with magic and how the hands are being held. Now, I'm going to go all the way to the back of the book, because one of the reasons that boys and girls have purchased this in the past is because not only do they learn about magic and card magic, they also learn about juggling. And way back here, one more page, there it is. I want to take you to this, and let's just see this. Now, this is a picture, and I'll get this up close here. This is a picture of my two daughters who are making animal balloons at the fairground. Now, this is a long time ago. This is like 15 years ago, but that shows you just how young they were when they were making balloons. You can see the little Pluto dog. My daughter used to love to make that for the people. And then right across the page is a little mouse, and we're going to talk about that in a moment. Now, the reason I share this with you is because once you know how to make balloon animals, well, to be honest, you can make some money. You can make some very good allowance making balloon animals. Like, for example, maybe a friend at school is having a birthday party, and they'll say to me, "Hey, Mr. Jim, would you come to my party and make some balloon animals?" Well, of course, I'd be happy to do that. So that's something that you might want to consider. You see, back when we were at the fairgrounds, my daughters didn't have to say, "Dad, can we have money for the fair? Dad, can we have money for the rides? Dad, can we have money for the, fun food?" Dads call it junk food, but it's fun food. See, they didn't have to ask me for that because they would take and sell those balloons for only $1. I mean, like, they make all kinds of animals and they sell them for $1. Now, the truth is, at the fair, you can't even get water for $1, hardly. And so people saw the balloons and they thought, what, $1? Well, if you do the math, if you have a bag of 100 balloons and you make 100 animals and sell those, that's $100. That is a lot of money. So you can see why I said to them early on, You learn how to make the balloon animals and you pay your own way into the fairground. And they did. So I'm going to put that aside. And I want to go back to that little picture that you saw inside the book of the mouse. Now, before I pull out the mouse balloon, first I'm going to show you this item. Now, I was in a restaurant one evening doing some table magic and also making balloons. And I had this underneath my arm as I walked up to a table. And as I stepped up to the table, the father sitting at the table, he slid the ketchup bottle across the table over toward me, thinking I was there to fill up the ketchup bottle. But since we're talking about balloons, I'm going to guess that you already know that this is an air pump. We use it to fill up the balloons. Now, I've had people who have said to me over the years, oh, but Mr. Jim, I saw somebody who just put that long balloon in their mouth and they began to blow. And I mean, they didn't need a pump to do it. Well, you could do it that way. It takes a little practice, a little training with the breath and the mouth and such. And it's not real easy, but you could do it. But here's the thing. As a magician, I know a little bit about secrets. And I also know that when it comes to these balloons, there's a little secret. There is powder inside those bags. That powder is inside the balloons. It's around the balloons. It keeps the balloons from sticking together and even sticking to itself. Now, the only way that you can blow up that balloon is that you must first inhale, take in a deep breath. But that also means that you're going to get that powder down inside your lungs. Well, I don't want to put anything in my body that's going to hurt me, and you don't either. And so I recommend that you do exactly what the company offers. Take a simple little air pump and use that to create your animal balloons. Now, with that in mind, I'm going to pick a color down here, and I have a variety of colors today. And so I'll be paying close attention to the screen to make sure that you can see them okay. Like here, you can see it's dark. It's a little harder maybe against my shirt, but you can see the reflection of the light on the dark one here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide this on just like that. And now all I have to do is just hold on to the balloon so it doesn't go flying off. And I'm going to put a little bit of air inside the balloon. Oh, look at that one. We've got a nice green one this time. I'm going to slide the pump off, and that leaves me with half of the balloon full of air. The other half will be the tail, as you can imagine. Now I'm going to go over here to this end, and I'm going to show you a little tip because I have had a lot of friends who tried making animal balloons, but they gave up for various reasons. And this is one right here. A lot of my friends would say, Mr. Jim, that really hurts my fingers when I wrap this around my fingers, and it kind of hurts because it's so tight. So here's a little tip to make it a lot easier. If you hold on to the top of the balloon and you make just a little bit of a bubble, see the bubble between the two hands now? If I let go of the top fingers like this, well, all that bubble of air is now gone, and it leaves me with a lot of stretchy material. So all I have to do now is wrap it around my fingers, and because there is so much, it's not going to hurt. I'll wrap that around my fingers like this, put it right through, and that's something you'll want to practice at home. It's just tying a simple knot. But once I remove my fingers and the knot is made, now the air cannot get out. And so there we have it. We have the body of the mouse and, of course, the tail. Now, over here, we're going to make 4 bubbles. Now, you have to know ahead of time what you're creating, unless you're just going to make some wild animal that probably nobody has ever seen before, and you can do that. That's kind of cool. But knowing that I'm making a mouse, I already know that I need 4 bubbles for the mouse. In fact, you saw the same thing on the page inside my book. So I need 1 bubble for the head, 2 for the ears, and 1 for the body, and of course the tail is on its own. So this hand here, I use my pincher fingers just like this. They're designed to pinch and twist. This hand over here is on summer vacation. It doesn't do a thing. Well, it holds the balloon, and that's important, but that's all it does. So this hand is holding the head of the balloon. This hand has a little pinch of fingers. So I come in and I pinch and I twist. 1, 2, 3. And that's all you need, just 3 little twists. Now I have the head and the little nose, of course, of the balloon. But now I also know that I need 3 more bubbles, 2 for the ears, 1 for the body. So I don't want to make, now notice how this hand on vacation just slides over. That's all it does. It just holds a balloon. You don't want to let go or everything comes undone. But now I have to be thinking, if I need 3 more balloons, I don't want to make that next bubble too big or I'm going to run out. So I'll have 1 ear right here. I'll have a second ear right here, and that will leave me the body. So let's begin with the ear. Pinch your fingers, pinch, twist. 1, 2, 3. And there I have it. I have the head with the little nose on the end. I have the first ear, and I want the mouse to feel good about itself, so I'm going to make sure that the second ear is the same size as the first ear. So I fold it over like this, and I can see right where I want that second ear to stop, so it's the same size as the first ear. So pinch, twist, 1, 2, 3, and notice this hand's doing all the work. This one just sits there holding the bubbles. Now I have the head, the body and tail, and the 2 ears. All that's left to do now is to put the 2 ears on top like this and twist those 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Now with that lined up, if I let go of the nose, boing. Now I have the nose, little head, I have the 2 ears, and I have the body. Now, I know what you're thinking. Mr. Jim, this looks like an ordinary Michigan green mouse. Well, that's true, but it is also a flying mouse. Now, I love to play basketball, but I can't always leave the house and go play basketball when I want to. So sometimes I'll play mouse-ball. So here in my office, I have a large round can, a waste paper basket. And what I'll do is I'll play mouse-ball where I can practice shooting the mouse across my office and into that receptacle. And so all I have to do is make a little hole with my fingers. Now, don't make the hole too tight or the poor tail won't be able to get out. Don't make it too big or when the mouse goes down, it's going to choke. Don't want to do that. You just want a simple, nice, round, loose hole where the tail can slide down inside. And then all you have to do is pull on the, it does not hurt the animal. Pull on the tail, and when you let go, I think you can guess what's going to happen. Yes, it is going to go flying across the room. So you can try that later on when you make your own mouse. Now that brings me to another question. People will say, Mr. Jim, where do you get the balloons? And quite honestly, today, almost anywhere. I mean, if it's not at your favorite store, just call one of the stores in your neighborhood. They're all over the place. And if you want to, I know that a lot of things are purchased online these days. So go through whoever that adult is who does all those online things and let them look for the long balloons because there's many kinds and many brands that they can find for you. And along with that, the air pump, you can find one from a company, just like the company that makes my balloons also makes these air pumps. But you can also go to a local store and just get a simple little, like a basketball pump. Those are real simple. They'll do the same thing. Just make sure that whatever little pump you might get at the store has a little plastic tapered part that can be screwed on. Sometimes they'll have just a needle for like a basketball. Make sure they have the little tapered part, and that's all you need for the balloons to fit on. But here's something really important. We just made a mouse, 2 ears, nose, head, body, and tail. But watch what happens When I turn the mouse upside down and I hide the tail, now what you see is the back end of a dog. Yes, you have the legs, you have the little tail, you have the body. You see, you just learned something. If you can make a mouse, you can make a dog. Because once you know how to make a mouse with 2 ears, well, you make the dog the same way, except for instead of ears, we will call those bubbles legs. So we'll put the little green Michigan mouse to the side here. I'll reach down, and this time we'll use a nice light blue. It'll actually be a lot easier for you to see on the screen as well. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to place the air inside here, just like this. Now, as you imagine, for that dog, it's going to take up a lot more air than a little mouse. And so we begin. Here we go. There's some air. Make it a little longer and longer and longer. Wow, that one's going to go off the screen, isn't it? That's okay. We'll bring it back on. I'm going to just lay the little air pump to the side there. Now, notice we don't have much space here to work with the tie. So what do? We make that extra bubble again. So I'm going to take and I'm going to make a bubble right here, just like this, between my fingers. Let the air out. And now, oh, and by the way, you could even let the air out of the whole balloon if you want to. Like if you let it out a little bit, let's see, it might make a sound. You could probably hear that. By letting some of the air out of the balloon, it makes the whole balloon just a little bit softer. So now we'll take this long end, comfortably wrap it around my fingers, make the knot, and there we go. So here we have it. There's our whole balloon for making a dog. You know, I was thinking, wasn't there a TV show with a blue dog? Oh yeah, Blue's Clues. All right. So now we already know how to make a mouse. So we're going to start the dog the same way we made the mouse. We're going to start off with the head, and this will be the little nose up here. And so take and twist. Now remember, this hand is on vacation. It just sits there. This hand does all the pinching and twisting. So there's the head, there's the nose. Now, just like the mouse, we need the 2 ears. So pinch, twist. There's 1 ear. Fold it over just like we did with the mouse. Pinch, twist. 1, 2, 3. And there we have it. We have the head, we have the body, we have the 2 ears. Place the 2 ears on top just like we did with the mouse. And again, notice this hand does nothing but just hold the balloon from coming apart. And now we're going to twist it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And now if I let go of the nose, boing, there we go. Give the little dog a little shape. Now this would be a very large mouse, but it's perfect right now as we're making a dog. Now for the dog, we still need to make a neck. You've got a neck. The dog also needs a neck. So we're going to make a neck. Then we're going to make the 2 legs. Then we'll have the body of the neck. Then we'll have 2 more legs. Oh, and importantly, at the very end, we do have to have tail that has air in it to keep the legs from coming undone in the back. Now, here's another little pointer. Some of my friends quit making balloons because they were popping on them. Now, that could always happen. It could happen even right now during this program. If it pops, it pops. We just pull another balloon out of the bag. But we can do something to reduce the chances of the balloon popping. You see, right now, this balloon is very tight. If I take my hands and I just gently squeeze, watch what happens down here at the tail. See how the air pushes down further into the tail? And that also means that the rest of the balloon is now softer. It's not as tight. So even though I won't say it, you might actually visually see me at times squeezing the balloon as I'm making it, which means I'm always keeping the balloon just a little bit soft. It's the way I prefer to do it, and I pop fewer balloons. Back to the neck. This time, make 1 bubble for the neck, and then 2 for the front legs. So here we go. There's one bubble for the front leg. And just like the ears on that mouse, we want to make the other front leg the same size. So we pinch and twist, and there we have it. One hand holding the neck, one hand holding the body, those two in between, just like the mouse ears. 1, 2, 3. I hope this isn't too squeaky on your device over there. We'll just call this one Squeaky. That's a good name. Now, we're almost finished with the dog. Again, the balloon is tight, so I'm going to press. You can see the air going down, okay? Now we have to make, or at least think ahead of making, the tail with some air in the tail and the two legs. So let's say I have a little bit of tail here, a leg here, a leg here. I'll go like this. I'll twist it right here. I'll make the first back leg right there. I'll hold it up just like we did with the ears again. I'll make the second one the same size, twist that around, and there we go. We have the bodies, well, tail and body. We have the two legs in between. Take the two legs, 1, 2, 3, and that is going to give us a little dog. I hope you're clapping on that end, even though I can't hear you. But
I am.
Oh, good, good. I can hear Bethany in there. So
I have a comment for you. I have a question.
yeah.
Mr. Joe Birch asks, how long have you been doing this balloon thing?
Oh, that is such a good question, and I don't want the answer to scare you away. I might tell you that I've been doing this for many, many, many years, but what I'm doing today, I have watched the boys and girls at the libraries or at special programs immediately figure out how to make that mouse and then make the dog, and they're doing it within minutes. So don't let the fact that I've been doing this for a long time, in fact, when you saw that picture of my daughters, I mean, that was like 15 years ago. So that tells you I've been doing this for at least 15, 20 years. But in 15 to 20 minutes, you could be coming up, well, you might have a rather strange looking dog, but at least you'll have the basic idea. Bubble head, bubble nose, couple ears, legs, body. Oh, and by the way, I want you to notice something. If we take the head of the balloon and turn it around, and we take the behind of the balloon and turn it upside down, I want you to notice suddenly we have a rather interesting looking giraffe. You see, a giraffe has a long neck and a little body. A dog has a long body and a little neck. So as I often say to the kids at the libraries, if you can make a mouse, you can make a dog. If you can make a dog, you can make a giraffe. And if you can make a giraffe, oh my, you can make almost anything. Well, but wait a minute, a giraffe. Most giraffes in fact, all the giraffes that I've come across have been usually more of a brownish orange color. And this is one of the cool things about animal balloons. You can use a color to fit what you're trying to make. And so if some boy or girl said to me, Mr. Jim, could you make me a giraffe? Well, when I reach in the bag, I'm not going to look for the blue one. I'm going to look for the orange one. Now, if I take the pump, put it up here on the end of the orange, and I start to put the air in now, as you can imagine, a giraffe is tall, long legs, so we really need to fill up this balloon a long way, almost like the dog. So here we go. Put all that in there, and it goes and goes and goes. I don't know if you can actually see the end of that back there. So take this off. Now I'm going to immediately let some air out, just some, so it loosens up the whole balloon. And that time it was really soft the way I let the air out. Now I'll go all the way down here, and you can see there's just a little bit of tail there. All right, so I'm going to tie the end here. And now think about a giraffe. As you think about the animal, you ask yourself, a giraffe, a smaller head maybe like a dog, or is it a long head? Well, a giraffe kind of has that long head. So we're going to give this one an extra long head for head bubble right there. Now, when you think about it, giraffes have little ears. So we're going to make our smallest bubbles yet. Here we go. Take and twist, get a little bit of air inside there. That's a small bubble compared to all the bubbles we've been making. We want the ears to be the same size, so we'll make one more right next to it. Twist that around. There we go. Long face, long head with the nose and the two ears. Bring this around and we twist it, you guessed it, 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And there we go. Now we have the head of the giraffe. So with that long face, the orange color, and already a long neck in sight, it starts looking like a giraffe right at the start. Now, if I go down here, I'm going to squeeze the balloon. You can see how that pushes the air down, makes the balloon nice and soft, less likely to pop. I want to keep that long neck since it is a giraffe, but yet I have to still come up with 4 legs and a little body and keep a little air in the tail. So I'm going to try right about here. Make that the bottom of the neck. Couple long legs. There's one long leg right there. Twist this around. We'll make the other one the same size. Twist that around just like that. And there we go. Now we have the long neck, the long face. We have a couple of long legs in the front. All we need now is just a little bit of a body in here, 2 long legs, and then just a little tail. So I'll put a little body, not very big. Come down here. We'll make that 1 leg. Come back this way. Twist that around. In fact, I'll hold these apart just like I did before. Here's the tail. Here's the body. The 2 legs right there, just like the ears on the mouse. And now we take those 2 legs, twist those around just a few times. And there we go. And that gives us a giraffe. Bethany, how's that giraffe look from your angle?
That looks amazing to me.
Wonderful. And you could be doing this in a matter of minutes with just the slightest amount of practice. Now, Bethany, before I go on, any other comments or questions?
Joe also wonders if there are non-latex balloons that actually work for doing the balloon animals.
I believe the answer is yes, because if I'm not mistaken, I think some people might even be allergic to latex. And so I believe that they also make balloons that do not contain that. So that's a good question. And I believe the safe answer is yes.
All right. Awesome. Good to know. I also have Dawn here just letting us know that what you're doing is so cool.
Well, I mean, I can understand why she would say cool. When you think about it, a giraffe's head is almost up in the clouds where, okay, that's a bad joke. Okay. One more thing about the giraffe. Notice here I have a lighter color. So if I wanted to, I could take, and maybe I do have, I have a marker handy. So what I'm going to do here, I was afraid I was going to pop my balloon there. I could take the balloon now, since it is a lighter color, and I could actually put 1 eye right there, 1 eye right there. There you can see the 2 eyes. I could actually give it a nice big smile underneath there. There you go. Come on, grin for everybody. There you go. And to really make the giraffe stand out, well, we're familiar with the spots on a giraffe. And so let's see here, get this tip right. I'll make a big old spot right there. I'll make another one right there and one more right there. And now you can see the spots on the giraffe, and maybe make one more right up there, and that just fills it in nicely. And so you can actually make the giraffe start coming to life with all those little markings. I could try the eyelashes, but chances are I probably would poke it in the eye. So we're going to leave it there. I'll take and close the marker. And so if you can make a mouse, you can make a dog. If you can make a dog, you can make a giraffe. And if you can make a giraffe, you can make almost anything. I mean, we're talking a zoo foal. Oh, but here's an important question. What does an anything look like? Well, let's see here. Let's find, this will work really well. You'll be able to see this as a nice white. So this will work really good with the black backdrop. And we're going to need a lot of air for an anything. Here we go. Wow. That one's clear off the chart. Okay. Bring it back around. Now, you don't want to let go of it. It's going to go flying across the room. You have to start all over. But as you can see, that is one long balloon. Probably looks like a kind of cool white neon flashing across the screen there. Okay, so I'm letting a little bit of the air out. Come back down here. When you let the air out, you can actually squeeze at the end. Then you can see that you've got some stuff to work with here. Okay, so I'm going to come over here and I'm going to tie this up. But this time, well, we're going to start off, instead of like a long face bubble like we did with the giraffe, this time we're going to start off with a little bubble here on the end, just to kind of throw you off a little bit. So, one little bubble right here at the very end. What animal would this anything be in the end? Let's continue. Come over here. There's one leg. There's the other leg. Twist it around. Okay. Boy, that white might be a little hard to tell there on the screen. So we've got the bubble. We've got the two little, what appear to be legs or ears there. Now, this would be a really big, scary mouse. So we know it's not a mouse. Let's go a little bit further. We'll put a bubble right here, and then we'll put two more together. There's one. There's another one. I know I'm doing this a little faster because you've already seen many times how we make the ears and legs. So twist those around. Now somebody might be thinking, kind of looking like a long wiener dog, but we did make a dog already. So let's continue. I'm going to take and make a bubble right here. Now this is where it gets tricky. Watch close. One huge bubble, twisted all by itself. Boy, you're probably looking at that and wondering, Mr. Jim, what on earth is that supposed to be? Oh, maybe I'm holding it wrong. Yes, like this. No, maybe like this. Let's go for the next clue. Now I'm going to squeeze this. I'm going to push the air all the way down. And then I'm going to take and make one more very big bubble. Right about there. Twist that. Here we go. Twist this right here. Twist this right here. Move that right there. Is it squeaky enough for you? Turn this one here. Turn that one there. Move that one there. Put this one here. And we have a little baby Dumbo elephant. Boy, that white is really contrasting on my screen, so it probably is on your screen as well. But that gives us a little baby Dumbo elephant with a very long bubble nose, two big bubble ears, and then, of course, our legs as we have made all the other animals. Bethany, what do you think? Do you like the elephant?
I love elephants. They're my favorite animal, and they're my sister's favorite animal, too.
Gotcha.
I have June here who has a question for you.
Sure.
June asks, what is the most complicated balloon creation you've ever made?
You know, I wonder if June has ever seen a hungry balloon.
Ooh.
Now think about that. What would you guess, Bethany? What would you guess that balloons eat?
Do balloons eat air pumps?
They surely take a nibble on the end of it, don't they?
They do.
Well, you know, boys and girls will often say to me, air. To which I respond, but if I fed you air, you would still be hungry. So let me reach down here. This time we'll use a yellow balloon. I'll place this on the end, and I will need to fill this up all the way. I mean, all the way. Here we go. Oh, and you'll probably notice you can actually see through this balloon. Can you see my finger there? That's the cool thing about a yellow one. You can see right through it. Now, I'm going to fill this all the way up. I'll put the pump down on the side here. Okay. Here we are. You can see it's filled up all the way. Now, I'm going to allow just a little bit of air, but not much. Not much. It's another squeaky one. Okay. I'm going to take and I'm going to tie the end here. Just like this. All right. Now, I know everybody's been out of school for quite a while now, but back when we were in school, we learned how big fish eat little fish. Well, it only goes to reason. Big balloons eat, yeah, I know you don't want to say it, little balloons. It
Little balloons.
Sound right, right? But watch. We'll make some balloon food down here at the end. Okay, balloon food right here. I'm going to make just a little bubble, and that'll be the balloon food. All right. See that? Real nice and small. That's the balloon food. Now, as you already know, balloons do not have any teeth. Okay. So we have to help the balloon by pushing the balloon food up inside the balloon's belly. Didn't see that coming, did you? Okay, here we go. Take the little piece of balloon food and I push it up inside the belly. See if I can give you a good angle here. Push it up inside the belly. Oh, wants to get loose. Let me try that again. All right. This takes a little bit of work, but patience will pay off. Here we go. Up, up, up. Now, you can probably see, can you see that, Bethany? Can you see the balloon food inside?
I can.
Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to take my finger out. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, my.
Oh, no.
Can you see the balloon food?
I can.
Down inside the belly? There we go. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back up here because, of course, the end of the balloon is actually left open. It hasn't been tied. I'm going to come all the way down to this end next, and I'm going to let some of that air out. We got a lot of squeaky balloons here today. So I'm going to let that out just like that. That'll give us a little bit of tail there. You can still see the balloon food in the center, can't you?
Yep.
Okay. Now you can see why I really like the yellow balloon for this one.
Mm-hmm.
I come over here and I'm going to tie up the balloon. Okay. There we go. I'll turn it around this way so it's a little bit easier for me. I always like to hold my left hand and twist with my right hand. So now I'm going to put a little head and a little nose here in the balloon. Oh, let's make this really interesting. I'll put one little ear here, one more right next to it. I'll twist those around just like this. There we go. Now you can see I still have the balloon food down here by my fingers. So I'll put a little neck right here. I'll put one leg here. I'll put another leg right next to it. I'll twist this around. Oh, look at that. You can still see the balloon foods up inside there. I'll come down to this end. I don't have much space left here. You can see just a little bit. I'll quickly make two legs on the back and the tail. Let's go right about here. There's one leg. Here's the other leg. Twist those around. And my friends, this one is what we call the puppy that ate the meatball.
Oh.
So there you have it. I would say that's probably one of the more complicated ones to make, but it is a lot of fun and people love to have this one handed out to them when they go walking away with a balloon. So back to our words. If you know how to make a mouse, you know how to make a dog. If you know how to make a dog, you know how to make a giraffe. And if you know how to make a giraffe, you can make almost anything. And of course, we made that really cool looking elephant. So, boy, there's a handful there. But I'm thinking, let's try. Bethany, we have time for 2 more in here?
Sure.
Okay, let's go with pink. I've heard you mention a couple of girls' names, and if they're anything like my daughters, they love pink. So let's try a pink one. And this one I like to call Bubbles. So we'll put the air in here, but this one I'm not going to blow up too big. I'll put in about that much. Okay, so it leaves a lot of tail. Come back over here, wrap this around just like this, and there we have it. We have the balloon animal with a long tail, and you'll see why I call this one Bubbles. We begin. Oh, and while I'm beginning, I want you to put your thinking cap on for a moment and think, what animal has only one ear? You think about that. I'll be right back. I'll go ahead and I'll make a little bubble here, and that'll be the head, and we'll get the little nose, and then one ear. We'll put the one ear right next to it. Oh, there it is. And so now we're going to take that one ear, not two, just one ear, and twist it. It's kind of a little different twist. They call it a pinch twist. 1, 2, 3. And, oh, there we go. There we go. You can see that one little bubble, one ear on top. You know what? Actually, I was kind of kidding you. I don't know of any animal that has one ear. Maybe there is one. But by taking that one ear-like bubble and twisting it, it actually gives you a little hairdo up on top. Again, my daughters love pink. They love little animals, and they love little animals that have cute little hairdos on top. But I digress. We continue. Now I make a little bubble for the neck. And now this balloon is going to be different than anything we made so far, because everything we made so far had 2 legs in the front, 2 legs in the back. This one's going to have 2 legs and 2 feet in the front, and 2 legs and 2 feet in the back, which means instead of 2 bubbles in the front, we're going to have 4 bubbles, 2 legs and 2 feet. So all I do here is I make 1 leg, just like that, and then a very teeny little bubble and a very teeny little bubble next to that one. So you can see those teeny little bubbles. Come back up, finish the leg, twist it around. There you go. You can see now we have the little bubbles. I know it's probably kind of bright on the screen, but we got the head, we got the 2 legs, we got the 2 little feet. Now we go to the back, we do the same thing. Just a little teeny body. We put 1 leg here, 1 little foot, another little foot, come back with another leg, twist that around, come all the way back around, and there we have a little pink poodle. How's that one look there, Bethany?
Looks wonderful. And I think pink is a really good color for a poodle.
Oh, but if you like pink, how about we finish with red?
Ooh.
Okay, red will be really strong. This will be good. Okay, and we will use the red pump. Let's slide that on here just like this. Okay. Oh, but my pump is almost out of air. Yeah, I'm kind of kidding, but only a little bubble. Here we go. Oh, that's it. Just 1 little bubble. Hey, Bethany, have you ever seen a finger-eating balloon?
I have never seen a finger-eating balloon.
Now, I don't remember what they call it, but I remember years ago when I took my daughters to some like little fairground or something, and they had these long hollow tubes. And if you put your fingers in both ends of the tubes and then pull, it would grab your fingers. You couldn't get your fingers out. You probably have seen what I'm talking about. I don't know what they're called.
Finger traps.
Well, that was easy enough. Now we're going to make a finger trap with a balloon. Watch. This is very dangerous. If you do it at home, good luck. Take the end, tie it up. There you go. Just one little bubble. Now, if I take my finger and I push on the nose and I push all the way in, you will see it swallows my finger. My finger is deep inside. Now, on the other end, the tail end here, I'm going to actually grab the nose because my finger has pushed the nose all the way down. I'll grab that, but now the question is, can I get my finger out without it popping? Well, let's try. And ooh, I think it worked. It did not pop. Now, if I take and I twist and I push my finger in the other side like this, now my finger's down inside that end, but now can I get the finger out without it popping? Here it goes. Here it goes. I didn't hear it pop. I think we're good. Hey, Bethany, you know what? I'm not there in person today to thank you for our time together, but you'll always have this on the video. This is a little rose of appreciation for getting to meet you, all of your friends from the library, and I wish everybody success and good luck in making all these cool animals and maybe some animals we've never even seen before. Thank you so much, Bethany.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jim, for being with us today. And thank you all for watching and tuning in. And thank you very much for that beautiful rose. It's going to be a great time. We are looking forward to having you back again on July 21st at 1 p.m. Everybody have a great day.